What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Mercury's Minds for my double header. Today we will be doing the Libra installation to my mini Zodiac series. Since they're Libra and Taurus ruled by the same planet, I went ahead and just doubled up on their ass. Alright, let's go. Libras, what's going on? The freshest, man, I'm telling you, without trying, the swaggiest, the best dressed, the best looking, the most symmetric. Why? Because you gotta look in that mirror and you gotta like what you see. Now, Libra, which shares a planet with Taurus, is the side of Venus that wants to be seen. Now, Taurus, it's not like Taurus wants to hide, but Taurus is less focused on being seen and more focused on being cozy and comfortable and laying back. Libra is the other side of Venus that wants to be seen, because Venus is a planet of beauty, of glamour, cosmetics, aesthetic, attraction, so Libra is the side of Venus that wants to pop out. It's an air sign, it's a sign that wants to pop out and be seen, and they will. You better believe it. They're the ones that's deep. Taurus are very romantic. They're both romantic because they're ruled by Venus, but Libras especially, like, they're romantic, and then they're more relationship focused on not just people, which they are very, but on everything. Now let's talk a little bit on why Libra is so focused on relationship, because they are. If you're a Libra, anywhere prominent, a lot of your karmas is gonna come in relationship. Why? Because once upon a time, Scorpio and Virgo were one sign. They were too powerful. They were said to be too powerful. So then Libra was sent down to split and balance them, which can be one of the reasons why we see scales on both sides, the balancing act. And Libra is also the only inanimate zodiac sign. That can kind of give you some foreshadowing into their nature, because Librans, at the core, they're mirrors. They're mirrors. They're almost their essence is just to mirror, be sacred mirrors. You can be a lower expression of a mirror, and you can be the highest expression of a mirror. The highest expression of a mirror is to return everybody's output back to them. Is to turn everybody's output to input so they can see what they're giving out. Sometimes people don't know what they're dishing out. They only know what they think they're dishing out. But Libra is the one that when somebody dishes something out, it reflects it right back to you, so you can really which is why it's about justice, because it's kind of like getting a taste of your own medicine. And Libras are very big on justice. Again, the scales, the law, lawyers, that's Libra. And a lot of times, like I said, the lower evolved Libras are going to come and get that justice themselves. They're going to come get that retribution themselves. They're going to get back themselves, which in the grand scheme of things, they should just leave it to the cosmic laws. Because listen, the scales will always return to balance. And when they do, in anything that's been unfavorable or unjust, you'll receive compensation for it, and then some, and then some, and then some. So going off that mirror nature of Libras, and a lot of times they can get this reputation for being indecisive, and I can understand that. I can understand where that comes from, but I also can't help but think that indecision is it indecision, or is it just part of their nature? Because when you think about it, what's on the opposition of Libra? Aries. What place does Aries fall in the zodiac cycle? 1. Therefore, Aries is just am. I am. Aries is like the am, or the I. It's not even the actual ego of knowing you are. It's just the literal, I am. So Aries are the exact opposite of being indecisive. They might be overly decisive or quick to decide, too quick. So you put Libra there, and Libra's like, whoa. Let's slow your roll. Let's look at everything else here before we decide. So You can say Libras are indecisive. That could be true, because they can be. Everybody can be. But they could be when they fall too much into it. You know, you got to keep the balance of each sister sign. But part of their nature is to reflect back yourself. It's to, you know, look at everything here and look at every party available and every party that's here presently and look at it from their side. So Aries only knows Aries. Libra comes and is like, no, you need to, like, cool, you know your side. That's only half of it. Now come over here and look at you from my side. Now that time it takes for one to switch and go to the house that's opposite of theirs, or the sign that's opposite, and then look back and then make their way back and start moving again, that can be called what y'all call the indecision of Libra. That indecision a lot of times can just be them taking their time and looking from every single angle before they make their move. Now, Libra being the only sign that has an inanimate object, and it's also tasked with balancing something, that can show you that can attest to Libra's servicing nature. You know, one of Libra's biggest jobs is to serve people. It's to be of service by reflection. They reflect. So a lot of times, you know, people say Libras are good what? Mediators, middlemen, right? When two sides are having an argument, two sides are having a dispute, Libras come in the middle to referee it. Why is that? It's because Libra is the mirror. So there's one party here, there's one party here. Libra is right here, in between both of these parties, doing this. We got two parties bickering at each other, sending sides. Libra does this, so when you bicker, it comes and it bounces back. When you bicker, it comes and it bounces back to you. So Libra stands in the middle. You think Libras are officiating, you think they're refereeing, you think they're like allowing you to hear each side, but what's really happening is Libra is reflecting back your story. It's allowing you to see what you're saying from a different angle. And then it's also allowing you, once you see it from a different angle, you're like, oh, Libra moves out the way. Then you hear what they're saying first. Now you hear what the other party is saying. Instead of only, what happens is two sides just want each side to be heard, and they want their story to be right. They want their story to be like, this is what I'm saying, and they're not agreeing, and the other side is doing the same thing. Libra teaches you, like, first of all, stop, switch sides, and then look at your story. And you might see some similarities in there. Once you see those similarities, Libra moves out the way. Then y'all can come to a harmonious conclusion, because Libra is still ruled by Venus, so it's about harmony. If anything, Libras will sacrifice themselves for harmony. Saturn exalted in Libra. Like, you can find them sacrificing themselves for harmony, for peace. Because again, there's this overwhelming sense and duty, Saturn exalted in Libra, of being the mediator, being the official, and returning the scales to balance. Now, going off of Libra being the side of Venus that likes to be seen, Libra itself is about face. You know, like saving face, face is everything. That's Libra. Having Capricorn in the 4th house means you grew up in a household understanding that reputation is very important. Understanding that your standing in society is very important, or it's taught that it's very important. Because here's the thing, Saturn exalts in Libra, so ultimately Libra has a duty to people that I've noticed. They have a certain, like, servitude to their nature, to others. So their face is everything. How they show up, how they look is everything. And Capricorn in the 4th house, at a young age, they're taught that. They might have been withheld proper, like, emotional nurturance for, like, understanding, okay, this is how we move, for a more militant approach, a more militant upbringing. Understanding this is how we move, actions come with consequences. our face, our reputation precedes us. That's what Capricorn in the 4th house does. Also, they probably come from a family that traditionally has been in the light, and might, they might pick up a family business or continue something that their parents, or that's been passed down. They might pick that up. Now, Aries on the 7th teaches Libra a multitude of lessons. One, again, like I was saying earlier, about identity, learning how to have your own identity instead of just going along with wherever you're at, and just morphing into wherever you're at, or whatever environment or circle of people or beliefs, anything. It's kind of teaching you, like, yo, learn how to think for yourself, get your own, like, consciousness, like, tap into your own autonomy, and really start exercising that identity of self. Aries in the 7th house also teaches Libra, like, you're going to have to learn how to speak. In your relationships, you're going to have to learn how to speak up and defend yourself. Because wherever Aries is at, you'll have to defend yourself, because people are going to try you. Libras have that thing too. People try Libras because they know they're more focused on saving the face and keeping balance, so they try and take advantage. But they don't understand that Libras will take justice into their own hands and come see about it. That's that Aries opposition as well. Like, Aries is like, oh no, you're not gonna just run all over me and act like I can't stand up for myself. That's another thing that Aries on the 7th will teach you. And also, Libras like people that are independent, and Libras will attract partners, romantic, platonic, doesn't matter, business, that are independent, And Libra's also the sign that rules the 7th house of partnerships. So they either can work with one other person, or they can work alone. But Libras like to work with other people. Now, that Cancer 10th house, again, just shows that Libras are made for the people. You got Cancer, the moon. Moon is the people on the 10th house. So that means on the most shown, this is why saving face is everything. Saving face doesn't always have to be bad. Only when it's like saving face to the point you're no longer who you are, because Libra is the cosmetic side of Venus. So it's like the saving face quality of Libra can be like, when you just beat your face up, a whole bunch of contour, eyeliner, blush here, you just got everything going all over your face until you no longer look like. It's also plastic surgery. It's like, cosmetic surgery as well, because listen, they got that Aries opposition, so they're not afraid to go under the needle for their beauty. They're not afraid to go under the knife for their beauty, for their face, because it's everything. Capricorn in the 4th, I'm telling you. Cancer in the 10th, it's like, naturally these people look good in the light. Other people like the way you look in the light. Other people are drawn to you. They feel seen by you, and they feel like you represent how they feel internally well in the light. So Capricorn in the 4th, you might not have got that love and that appreciation and that pouring into that you needed from the home front, but that Cancer in the 10th means you will start to seek it out in the external world, and you very well may find it, and you probably will. You'll find it in your career, you'll find it in your vocation, you'll find it in your service to the collective, which another way I look at the 10th house. It can be career, it can be reputation, how you project yourself out into society, and it's also your service to society. Same, 6th house as well. It's like service to others, how you burn your karmas through service. But 10th house is like the karmas you create by putting yourself out into society. So having Cancers in the 10th house, you try and find that nurturance out there in the world. Well, you don't try, you successfully do it. So a Libra's life is a life about understanding that how you look is one of their biggest things, but how you look shouldn't separate from who you are. It's understanding the importance of how you look, but not deterring too far from who you are. Instead of how you look, like, who am I? at the end of the day. That's that Aries opposition that keeps you balanced. Like, how you look shouldn't stray away from who you actually are. And when how you look, it aligns with who you are, and you put it out into the world, you receive all the love you need. You receive all the nurturance you need, and other people feel seen too. So the main themes, the main karmic themes that Libras would be dealing with is being seen for who you are, which coincides with face. Is your face reflecting who you are, or is it so glamorized and so beautified that it no longer reflects the essence of your soul? It is also about navigating relationships without losing your autonomy. And it's about being a sacred mirror. Libras have a life of service to the people. It's just a bit more cute and pretty and aesthetic-y. All right, guys, so this was the Libra installation and the last installation to my mini zodiac series. Yay! I appreciate you guys, for everybody that's tuned in, and for the ones that are tuning in for the future, thank you in advance. If you like this video, like it, subscribe, so we can learn each other. Comment if you got anything to say. Just don't leave no hate, because you will get blocked today. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for turning in to Mercury's Mind. I am your host, Mercury. Bye-bye.